Honestly, we have been just a little bit discouraged in this area because one of them absolutely fell in love with. Welcome back to a weekly vlog. I think it's going to be such a beautiful week this week and decided that I wanted to vlog and share what we get up to this week. I'm starting off right now by just running a couple of errands on my own. I mostly am just doing some returns. I have a Free People return. I actually got these shorts in 2 different sizes because I was with Connor and didn't really want to do the changing room. So there are these really cute shorts with butterflies and flowers and all kinds of things on there. And I have a goal of returning these without buying anything. And then I also have an American Eagle return. And then there's a nursery, a plant nursery I've been wanting to go to. I've never been there before. I'm trying to go to all the little places I've been wanting to go while we're in Dallas. Per usual, it's a gorgeous day today. It's actually been really windy. We've had dust storms. I thought today was a good day to do this. I do think it's gonna be windy again the next couple of days. Feeling really good. I have a new recipe I want to try tonight. Hopefully plant these flowers if we pick out anything and just see what's out there. I imagine the mall's gonna be pretty busy today though, so we'll see how quick I can be with these returns. Home, I did not get any clothes. I'm so proud of myself because Free People had so many cute pieces out for spring, but I exercised self-control. That nursery too was so happy. They had so many just unique gifts. I am gonna be going there probably every week until we move because it was adorable. And I did pick up these beautiful flowers I'm gonna try to plant somewhere in our backyard. Just how gorgeous are they? They just make me so happy. Cash is so excited right now because some kids in our neighborhood are trying to make some extra money and we're gonna have them walk Cash for a little bit and he knows he's about to go, so he's extra excited right now. Not that this guy does not get enough walks already, but we're trying to support them, help them out. I do have an unfortunate update with the rest of my flowers I planted recently in a video. It seems that the squirrels have gone to town on all of my flowers out here. How sad is this? They just ate all the flowers out of my potted plants except the hydrangeas, which were actually the ones I was most nervous about keeping alive. They're doing so well out here, but I cannot say the same for the rest of these flowers. Hopefully they don't do the same to these. I mean, I imagine they will. You can even hear them above me right now. We have so many squirrels because we have a giant tree above us and they're kind of crazy. I just changed into this little set, which I think is technically a PJ set, and I bet we're gonna go for a walk or something, so it's just gonna be a little lounge set. I'm gonna do some tidying up here in our room and then our living room. It's just kind of a disaster, so I'm gonna get things in order a little bit. And Cash just came back from his walk, so happy. We walk him usually twice a day on average. I think the longest walk we'll do is maybe 30 minutes or so, but he just got such a long walk and now we're definitely gonna do that more often. Aiden tipped the kids too and they were so excited. It was really sweet. Throw in a podcast. I've actually been listening to audiobooks a lot more lately. Getting started on dinner, I'm making that chicken tzatziki with orzo recipe that just looks so great. I think I mentioned that earlier. If I didn't, I'm making a new recipe from Half Baked Harvest. Also just got our wild grain box in the mail, which is great timing because I was wanting to put this with some bread and we actually have some sourdough bread in here. This is my perfect situation because if you haven't heard of wild grain, it is the first bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, pastries, and fresh pastas. You know, I used to be huge on the sourdough kick. I am trying to get back into it, but I have to say this is so much easier to get such great quality bread and not having to go through all the effort, because it really is like having another child, taking care of a sourdough starter. And especially in the season of life, we are huge on just freezing things. It's so easy to bake everything from wild grain, from frozen. I do have the code Michelle Reed that gets you $30 off your first box and free croissants for life. Say less. I'll have that link down below. Here's everything that I got in my box. This is probably my most ideal haul to do. We have a croissant loaf. I didn't even know there was such a thing. This would be incredible for French toast. We've been loving doing that. Rigatoni, some raspberry lemon biscuits. This is very spring. That sounds incredible. Sourdough bread. This is what we're gonna make with our dinner tonight. Just classic, so yummy. I love to pair it with their churned French butter that they have in here too. Some croissants and some cherry pie bites. We might have to make these for dessert too, because that just sounds amazing. I also find this to be just a lot more cost effective than picking up bread at the store. It's nice to have all these products in the freezer, and let me tell you, they just taste so much better. Are you really gonna find a croissant loaf at your average big box grocery store? No. You can also change your boxes. You do not have to get everything that I got. You can customize your box. They have so many options on the website. You will be drooling when you just search through all the different breads, pastries, desserts, and you really can't get any easier than just baking this from frozen. Not having to think about sending things out to thaw, that just is such a game changer. Again, you can use my code Michelle Reed. That will get you $30 off your first box and free croissants for life. I'm such a fan of wild grain. We've gotten a few boxes since partnering with them because they're just so good. I'm very picky when it comes to baked goods like this, and I really stand by their products. And if you have a baker in your life, this would make a great gift. This would be such a sweet gift. If someone gifted this to me, I would be so happy.
Four feet on the stripes in the Alabama highway. Out there in the open, just a wishing and a hoping. I could smell the pines when I let you in the doorway. Took the seat next to mine like you've been there before. I'm befriended in an illusion.
Another day, another backyard workout. About to get a morning workout in. I'm feeling really stiff lately. I just need to work on some mobility. I'm just getting to the age where you got to keep it up. It's a little bit crisp, but it feels really, really nice this morning. I'm wearing this puffer that was actually my dad's back in the day. It's my favorite though because it's kind of a cropped length. I'm just gonna do a full body. I also would like to do some abs, probably for the next 40 minutes or so. So let's do it. Today has been just a big computer work day for me, trying to get a lot of stuff done, and so I figured it was a good time in this weekly vlog to share a little story time of some house things. If you guys don't know, we're in the process of trying to buy our first home. It's something we have been looking forward to for a really long time and just working to. Honestly, we have been just a little bit discouraged in this area because it's been really hard to find something that just feels like home to us, that feels like our style. And when I say that, I don't mean that we're looking for something that's exactly what we want, or also just this giant house with bedrooms and all of the things. We're actually more on the other side of things, of wanting something that's just cozy and quaint and cute. A bit ago, this house came on the market that was definitely an older house, but it had just a lot of land. It was on a pretty big lot. It was in the location that we would ideally like to be on. It was a quiet street. It was super cute. Planned on going to the open house. Our realtor had called us and said like, hey, this house already has 8 offers on it. If you're serious, just let me know. We weren't really that serious at the time about this house. We were like, just whatever. My mom ends up driving by this house and she's so funny because she said, oh, like it's cute, but I actually thought the one across the street was more your style. And she was so right. The one across the street, it was adorable. From the outside, just had so much curb appeal. You could do so much with this house. It was, again, a similar situation. It had a bigger plot of land and was really, really cute. I'm checking the portal that our realtor has us in where you can just get updates. I see that house come up and it says coming soon. I freaked out in my mind because this house was the first one we really thought, oh my goodness, this is just adorable. This house is so cute. They didn't have any photos of the inside. We could tell it was a house that, again, would need just a lot more work. But from the outside, it looked like a house that had been well maintained. It also looked like a situation where it had been an owner for several years at this point, which is usually a good sign. We're trying to get updates on this house. They're really not giving much information. And we decided to put in an offer for this house before it was even listed, before the photos even came up, which I know when you hear that, putting in an offer sight unseen for some people makes a lot of sense. But I will just say, looking back, I totally see why people say never put in an offer until you see a house. We just knew this was going to be a house that was competitive. It would be a multiple offer situation. And so we decided we're just going to put in an offer before. We did have quite a few contingencies. It wasn't a very aggressive offer. So we thought worst case, we'll just throw this out there and we'll put in a more aggressive offer when everyone else is bidding as well. They email back, say they're not going to look at anything until after the open house. We thought, you know, whatever, that's fine. We set up a viewing for this house later that week. We were originally going to go to the open house, but something was just telling us, you know, just go a day early, see it. It's not going to hurt. You can just put in your offer. And so we go to this open house and I just walk in and immediately get a vibe that this is not it. It was honestly so much bigger than what we were looking for. I think we thought, okay, we could grow into this house. It makes sense. It also needed a lot of work, which is a situation we aren't scared of being in. I think we like the idea of just slowly doing something over time. We're not really in a place where we can renovate a whole house before we move in for financial reasons, but also just the timeline of everything right now. And it's funny because Aiden could see the vision and he was trying to be really positive about it. I think he thought I was going to be the one that was really pushing for it. And I just walked in and immediately knew, like, this is not the situation we want to be in. This is not it. And I just can't express how thankful I am that they didn't even look at our offer. They were not there. It's actually after the open house now and they already have many more offers at this point, and we didn't even end up submitting one because yeah, it was just not the situation for us. But after that, I was definitely bummed, not in the sense of bummed that we didn't go after this house, but bummed at the sense of it's just discouraging when you're looking and we're not even in the process of, you know, trying to get the best offer in or any of that. This isn't even that side of things of going under contract and all that. We haven't even gotten there yet. Just finding something. Quite honestly, in the worst mood. I was not being positive. I was really feeling down, and bless his heart, Aiden pulled me out of this slump so much. We ended up driving through an entirely new neighborhood and really getting excited about it, really envisioning ourselves there. And I'm still not exactly sure where exactly we will be, but it just gave me a lot of optimism about the situation of, you know, we just gotta broaden our horizons. We gotta open our eyes a little bit more. And now I'm feeling really just excited about it all again. And I'm so thankful for him in that. I wanted to share this story also to say the dynamic I actually find to be so special in marriage is that it's not always 50-50 and it's often one person is carrying more than the other. I'm not even talking about in the sense of doing things physically. And when one of you is feeling down, one of you just picks up the slack. And this goes both ways. Like sometimes he has times where he's just not feeling it and you need someone to pull you out and just get you out of that slump, breathe, you know, some fresh life into the situation. And I'm so thankful for him for that. And it's funny because I was actually watching another one of my favorite YouTubers right now. She was talking about a similar dynamic, how it's just picking up the slack when the other person is needing that in that area. All that to say, we are learning so much through this process, and that specific experience definitely taught us to, at least for our situation, do not submit an offer until physically walking through a house. We did see the photos before we toured. They posted them like the day before and it looked like pretty good. There were some things that we noticed. I just knew this would be a giant project that would consume our lives. And right now where we're at in life, home is very important to us, but it's not something we want to be entirely consumed by when it comes to having to renovate things, not even just for cosmetic reasons, but because we just absolutely have to. We still want to be able to travel and spend time out in the world beyond the walls of our home. We're just not Chip and Joanna, and it was a good realization. We don't have to find a perfectly turnkey home by any means, but kind of getting halfway there I think is more our vibe. This week we're going to do some more tours, so I'm feeling very hopeful and optimistic. I also wanted to ask, how much when you were buying your first house did you feel you sacrificed on certain things versus held out for other things? It's hard to find that sweet spot of, am I just buying a home to buy a home, or is this really somewhere that I can envision our family, we can put some love into and get there. I've also been working on a little craft with Connor. We haven't done crafts in a bit now. I'll insert the one I'm recreating. It's from Pinterest. It's so cute, but we got some cutie little footprints to work with. I don't know if I'll have time to do this today, but maybe tomorrow. I'm just gonna clean up around the house because we're actually gonna go over to my parents tonight. My grandparents are in town. It's their last night here, which is so sad. My parents are doing a little homemade pizza night. They make really good homemade pizza. So we're gonna go over there, enjoy, see all the cousins and family. Good morning. I'm actually doing some breakfast meal prep right now for Connor. I have some cheesy eggs going, and then I'm also making some French toast muffin cups. I'll put the recipe down below. I've actually been wanting to make these for a while because we always do French toast with him. He really likes it. Just figure while I'm making him breakfast this morning, I might as well just prep some for future breakfast too. In the mail that I wanted to unbox because I'm wanting to just revamp his toys and his play items because he is so into just physically climbing on everything right now. And I was going back and forth trying to decide if I wanted to buy a nugget couch. I don't know if you've seen those. They're just these foam couches, super comfortable. You can stack them different ways. My siblings have them for their kids. And I know there are a lot of dupes because it's really pricey. And so I was doing some research, but everything I was researching really said that the nugget couch is the best. I know there's another brand I was looking at too. I did end up ordering him one that I think is going to come this week, so I should be able to unbox it during this vlog. I'm really excited. I was gonna wait until we move just because it's big, not big, but it's a bigger item to have to transport when we move, but I don't know when exactly that's gonna be, and I just pulled the plug and I did it, and I'm really excited. Cash gets into all of his toys. I feel really bad. I try to do a good job of teaching Cash and also keeping the toys away from Cash, and I try to just save our KiwiCo box that we get every so often. I have a code for them if you guys want to check them out. They have like Montessori style toys, and I love those toys because he really plays with them over months and months and months. I try to let that just be our one opportunity to get more loose toys, to just keep things minimal. All that being said, I don't purchase toys that often, but this is an item I've seen a lot of moms share and talk about. These are little stepping stones. I don't know if you guys have seen these. This is the brand Tinyland. There's one brand that I think they're more foam style, and they were just a lot pricier, but these I found on Amazon for $30, which seemed like a better deal. They're just these little stones that they can step on. I might put these outside or keep them inside. I think if anything, he'll just enjoy playing with them, but we're gonna make sure Mr. Cash does not get into these. You can also stack them too. I'll link these down below if you're interested, but we'll see if these are a hit. But today we have our gym class. I want to run to Trader Joe's to pick up some more flowers. I have been loving their flowers recently, as always. Also gonna grab some things to make chicken katsu bowls. I think I'm saying that right. I saw this recipe from Half Baked Harvest. Looks really good. Hopefully go to the park. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's really warm. It's gonna be 80 degrees. Just have this top on that I thrifted, and then my little Free People shorts that I love because they're nice and long. To share what we picked up at Trader Joe's. First and foremost, Absolutely had to get some more peony tulips. The petals started falling off mine, so wanted to grab some more. Some snacks for Connor. I've never actually given these to him, but they're freeze-dried fruit. I've given him fruit obviously before, but never freeze-dried. So this one is just blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. This one is tart cherries. Sounds good. I've never gotten their dried papaya either, so pick that up. Hot and sweet jalapenos. I might actually put this on my dinner. Aiden's not crazy about spicy things, but I really like these. Dark chocolate lovers bar, love this one. I forgot they gave Connor some little St. Patrick stickers. Hey, you want a sticker? Just read out in the sun for a little bit. Felt so nice, and now I'm gonna finish my craft that I was working on for Connor, his little Easter bunny craft. It's just such a beautiful day. We've had so many beautiful days lately, and I'm really so grateful. So grateful. This sounds cheesy for the sun. Anytime I'm feeling just down, low energy, I'm pretty sure I'm about to get my period, so I'm just feeling a little bit off the usual, but nothing can recharge me quite like the sun and some cuddles from this guy. It's really the best. I'm also going to work on reviving some sourdough starter. This is actually one of my sister's friends. She's so sweet. And this bread, I actually had her bread before. It was so good. It's so sour, so I'm really excited. Let's feed this though and get it kicking again. Yeah. This morning craving a Dutch baby. I've never actually made a Dutch baby, but we're gonna attempt it today. 3 eggs. 2. To say, I love this little set. This is from my Newly. How cute. I love all these tie tops right now. They're all over my Pinterest. I just think they're adorable. Have a little bodysuit under it, but besides the outfit, definitely having a bit of a lower confidence day, and I think the reason why is my hair. My hair. I am getting a haircut in a couple of weeks, and I'm just really excited to get kind of a fresh color, a fresh cut, especially going into, it's kind of early, but going into spring and summer. I just love getting a hair refresh, and it's been a bit. I just think my blonde looks kind of brassy. And I was actually rewatching some of my old videos last night. Every now and then I like to do that just to look back on different seasons of life. I always go back and forth if I love just the long, fully brunette hair or the shorter blonde hair. I did go through a phase where my hair was blonde, and I don't think I will ever go back there again. But it's nice just having a little bit of color, and it gives me a little pep in my step. Okay, here's my quick Target haul. They had so many cute spring things out. I got a bunch of boring stuff, but some fun things. This super cute little mug. I actually didn't even realize it had this Easter bunny in it, but so sweet. I thought the colors were really pretty. And I also really liked this serving dish. Looked really, really sweet. I like that it looks like it's hand painted. I thought that that would be fun for serving desserts. And then for Connor, I couldn't resist this little Bluey set. I have to admit, I really enjoy the Bluey music. I think it's very peaceful. It's one of my favorite little kid shows, but I really liked the material on this. Thought it would be cute for him. It's a very tasteful character outfit. Now we're just chilling outside. I just made us some grilled cheeses and some fruit, and we're just gonna soak up this beautiful day. I just made myself some of this. It's like a coffee alternative from Peak. It has a bunch of just minerals and nutrients, things that are probably better than coffee, because I definitely want a coffee right now. I think because we have so many different things going on between, you know, in the process of buying a home to working and then just being a mom. I say just being a mom, but that's the biggest job for me right now. My head, or just my brain in general, always feels so scattered. I used to be so good about like writing out a to-do list and checking off the things, but now just in general, I usually have capacity for only a couple of things each day. So I typically just know, okay, I have this and I have this. But lately we've had so much going on that I think I need to get back to actually writing to-do lists, because everything is just floating around my brain right now, and then I somehow am unable to do anything because it just seems like there are so many tasks. That is honestly just where I'm at right now. I wanted to share that. If you're feeling this way, it's sometimes helpful just to take a deep breath. It's funny, a lot of the things, especially now as Connor gets older and thinking about how to process emotions, a lot of that actually brings that up within myself of, wait, that's not how I process my emotions, or maybe that would actually be a better way to process my emotions. And it's just crazy when you go back to the basics, you're like, oh wait, that is actually so helpful doing that. It made me want to put together a little reel on just some of the ways that I like to stay grounded, that help me stay grounded as a mom. It's so funny doing short form content because I'm such a long form YouTube girl. I've done this for so long that every piece of content just seems like a big deal to me, where I want to get the right shots and say the right thing. That's why short form content that is helpful to put out really quickly and frequently is so hard for me, because I just consider myself to be a little bit more old school, where things just take me a while to put out because I like to ponder them a little bit longer, or I have a vision in my head and I just think I'm never going to be able to attain that vision, so then I don't even try, which is not helpful either. That is where my brain's at today. I think we're gonna try to go to the park and just do our little evening routine tonight, wind down before tomorrow having a pretty busy day that I'll share more then. Good morning. Today is very exciting because I'm about to tour, I think, 6 different houses. We are on the house hunt. It's a full house hunt day. I'm unfortunately by myself because realistically Aiden just couldn't get off work today, and ultimately, I am the one who has been pickier when we've been looking at houses, so he kind of told me I have the final say anyways, and I'm just kind of screening. That's what I like to think of today, but I'm excited. A lot of the houses that I have set up for tours today are just older homes that feel very different than any of the houses that we've looked at so far. So if anything, if nothing comes about from this, it'll just be fun to take you guys along and share what's out there. It's honestly so much fun looking at houses, and I've never done this many back to back before. And I am also praying, I was praying on the way over here, that if one is meant to be, that God would just make it so abundantly clear. I would have just that feeling when I walked in, because I haven't really felt that about anything. I am going to try to do this as quick as possible though, because I am never gone this long from Connor, and I just don't like being gone from him this long. It just feels weird being by myself still. I thought I would kind of get used to this the older that he gets, but I still just feel very naked right now. But I'm excited. We have hopeful, positive vibes today. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day. It's the first day of spring. It's the first day of spring outside. Let's do it. I'll try to include clips where I can. If anything is empty, I'll try to record, but if obviously someone's living there, I'm not going to record someone's home and put it on the internet. I only ended up recording 3 houses because 2 of them were owner occupied, and then 1 of them we're potentially thinking of buying, maybe. But this was the first house. This one actually had my favorite backyard. It had a great outdoor space. It was really sweet, but the inside was probably my least favorite inside. You could tell that they had renovated certain things, but certain things were just a bit older. And the main thing about this one was the lighting. I think it's hard to tell in some of these clips because I'm filming on a wide angle, and for some reason that just makes the houses look a lot bigger and brighter, but it was pretty dark inside. So that was just something I noted. This second house was so quirky. I was obsessed with the entryway. The lighting was beautiful, and honestly, the kitchen, there were some things we'd redo, but super cute. The little breakfast nook. The backyard was a little less private. That was just something that we noted, and the drainage situation was a little off. Our realtor was showing us how there was just some red flags there. And then another kind of quirky part was off of the main primary bedroom, you actually go upstairs and there's another bedroom, and it was a little bit creepy up there. I was getting cute attic room vibes for a second, and then I saw that door and just quickly kind of decided this is probably not going to be it for me. It had a half bathroom, but they labeled this as a full bathroom, so we also noted that this would probably be a situation you'd have to renovate. But it was cute. I love the idea of an attic room, especially for a kid. Here's the third house. I bet you can tell this was my favorite house. It was gorgeous. It was older, but you could just tell it was so well maintained. There was beautiful sunlight just drenched throughout this whole place. I mean, this bathroom, are you kidding me? I would want to keep up this wallpaper, honestly, because it was beautiful. It had a sunroom, but unfortunately, I didn't realize, I mean, I could kind of tell the backyard situation was a little bit not ideal because they didn't post any photos really of it because it didn't exist. There was mostly just a little deck outside, and it was really close to the neighbors. And that being one of the most important things to us, I was very bummed about this because otherwise we would totally get this. It was only 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, but the whole layout of this home was so unique that you could convert one of these living spaces into a bedroom, and it was just absolutely stunning. Whew, currently in line because I need some lunch. What a fun afternoon. I have to say, it is so much fun going and touring houses. I say we, but I saw, I think, 6 different houses today, and I'm really tired now, but so much fun. So many of these too were just older homes. You can probably tell by a lot of the footage. I mean, one of them was absolutely adorable. It was definitely made for someone who's ready to do a whole gut renovation. One of them absolutely fell in love with. There are a couple of elements that I just don't think we're going to be able to look past, though. The fact that it didn't have hardly any backyard. It technically only had a couple of bedrooms, but it was in the price range where we could probably add another bedroom if we needed to. So beautiful. It had just gorgeous sunlight pouring in from all directions of the home. It was older, but you could tell that it was very well maintained, all of it. The kitchen was completely new, though. They had renovated the kitchen. There's not really space to put in an entire backyard, though, by any means, and that just realistically is the most, not the most important thing. It doesn't even have to be a giant backyard, but just realistically in our days right now, we spend the entire afternoon in the backyard, and so that is just such a bummer because the inside was so beautiful. And you could also fence in the front yard and make that a nice situation, but it was kind of along a busier road. I'm so heartbroken that it doesn't have a yard because the inside was just beautiful, just drenched in character from every angle. Such a unique layout. It was the first one I really walked in, and it just felt like, oh my gosh, this is a home. This is a home. And the other ones were nice homes, but just had more things that we wouldn't be able to look past. These were just very different than any of the other ones that we looked at, and it was a lot of fun. Circular motion. The next day, I'm very quickly about to head out the door and meet my friend. We're gonna go to the Dallas Arboretum, which we love. They have a really pretty flower display right now. Her son is almost 1, which is crazy, and I haven't seen her in forever. So it'll be nice to catch up. It's kind of chilly today. It's around 55. I should probably grab a jacket, but let's head out because it always ends up taking me longer than expected. Out at our little arboretum date, and now I figured we could end off the vlog with a fun unboxing because it looks like our nugget couch just got to the door. This is not sponsored or anything. I ordered this myself, but I've obviously been very excited for it. Thinking I'm gonna put it here, but it might also be a situation that we'll want this in the living room, so let's see. just unboxed it and we are already having so much fun. He's already so much more into this than a lot of the things that I buy him. And I really, really like this color. This material too is really cool. I think it's kind of like a corduroy almost. It's really, really beautiful. And I love this shade of blue. And that is gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I will have Wild Grain linked down below. You can use my code Michelle Reed to get $30 off your first box plus free croissants for life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was a really great week. I feel like we did a lot this week. I'll catch you guys in my next video.